first let me start with questions, and let me talk about my relationship with questions through my different life cycle stages. And let me start with childhood. So children, not long after they learn to talk, they start asking a shitload of questions. And this is called the why period. And why are they doing this? Because so out of curiosity. So they want to learn about their environment and the world, basically. By the way, puppy dogs do exactly the same. The only difference is that they can't talk, so they sniff pretty much everything in their surrounding. I was lucky because my parents were happy to answer all my questions. So they encouraged me to stay curious and ask more. But not everyone was that lucky. For example, this guy. Doesn't anyone know this guy? No problem. He's Scott Jurek. And the most common answer he got to his questions is sometimes you just do things. Questions, for example, when he had to stack wood all day long into piles in their parents' garden while other children were playing around. He had an ill mother, so he had to do a lot of chores, but he got this answer for the most inconvenient questions from their parents. But it seems like it didn't break him, because he later became one of the most successful ultra runner in the world. Next stage is adolescence and adulthood. And what's the problem with questions in this stage is that you often feel stupid. You feel stupid because you are the feeling that you should already know the answer. You shouldn't ask, or you are afraid because you are being judged often by your questions. Here at Immersis, we have a different point of view about questions, and this is that there is no wrong question. So you better ask than stay quiet, and you can eventually learn from any question. So we usually encourage everyone to ask, and yeah, you can always learn. So back to adolescence and school. So by the time I finished school, I got a feeling that you're not paid to think. So you should answer questions exactly the same that your teacher taught you. No more, no less. Exactly the same. Keep your head low, stay in the line, and don't think. Or really, it's the situation. So do we have any profession when you have to think and ask questions? We have a lot of them, but product management is such a profession for sure, because product managers are paid for two things basically: ask questions and say no. Why we should say no? Because prioritization. So we have a lot more on our plate than we can deliver in a single quarter. So most of the cases we have to say no, more often than yes. And why do we have to ask questions? So in order to be able to answer this question is to inspect the relationship between asking questions and solving problems. So actually I turned out to be a really good problem solver. I enjoyed it, so I didn't ask any question. I just accepted the challenge, so I became a developer. How many developers do we have in the audience? Nice, we have quite a many. So I was as happy developer for 6 years as you are now, and then something broke in me, and I started asking questions again, such as. That's really our biggest problem we are currently trying to solve here, or is it really worth the effort? How is that connected with the high-level company goals? Why are we doing this? And is it a real problem or just a symptom? So So yeah, I was more attracted to questions and to customer problems, and it turned out that product managers does exactly this job, asking these questions and trying to find an answer. So I became a product manager after 6 years. And as every normal PM, I attended PM conferences such as the Product Manager Festival last year. It was in Zurich in November, and I learned a pretty useful technique which now I want to share with you in order to be able to ask better questions and use the answers in an organized way. I've learned this from Tim Herbig, and the name of this method is impact mapping, basically. So how is it working, and what is impact actually, and how is it related to outcome? Impact is usually a business result which can be measured by numbers, and an outcome is a change in behavior which creates the impact. So this model is built on these two terms, so it's a pretty important definition. Outcome, change in behavior, how we should change the behavior for specific personas to get this business impact. That's the model, basically. And let's grab an example, which is going to be a tattoo studio. And let's try to figure it out what's wrong with this tattoo studio. And what do you think is wrong with this studio? What is their biggest problem? Come on.
They make ugly tattoos?
Not really. I'm pretty sure that's not their biggest problem. Their biggest problem is that they don't have enough booking. So the impact they want to achieve is increase the number of qualified booking by 20% until Q4. So this is a measurable business result. This is an impact. And how they can achieve this, how they should change the behavior in order to reach this impact. And they can encourage customers to come back for another tattoo or to offer the salon for their friends. Yeah, that's two examples how they can make changes. And let's put this into this model. So the impact is the business result, as we mentioned, 20% until Q4. And the next level is about the person, is about the who. So whose behavior have to be changed in order to reach the impact. For example, tattoo salon clients, but we have more personas there. And the next one is the outcome. So how we should change the client's behavior in order to reach this impact. And this was my favorite level. So this is the what level. What should we do in order to change the behavior of the tattoo client to reach this impact? So this is the structure of impact mapping. If you get the answer to these questions, you can organize them to this structure so that you have a context what this exact task, feature, or product results on a higher level. And we have an extra layer here, which is the weather. The question belonging to this experiment is the weather. So whether we should do this output or not. We can run different experiments. For example, we can do usability tests. So it turns out that our idea is failing because customers can't use that. Or we can do spike implementations. It can turn out that so it's not feasible. We can't do this in a reasonable amount of time. That's the extra level Tim Herbig did to this model. Any questions so far for you? Because if not, I'd like to invite you to do an exercise. And the task is that, so imagine you're a product manager of a fitness tracker application, and you are expected to produce a 20% uplift in premium subscription in 2020. And let's use this impact mapping model to figure it out how we should do this, or what's a possible way to do this. We have this map or structure, and our goal is to find the right cards which are actually answers to those questions. So I would like to ask you, if you have a card in your hand which answers the who question, please come up here and give me that card so that we can put this on the screen. So who do you think has a card in their hand with answering the who question? Existing. If you bring it here, I can grab this card. So I have this card digitally here, prepared. So existing premium users, thank you. What else?
And users with free account.
Users with free account. Yeah, and where is the third one? I'm pretty sure there is a third one somewhere. Okay, which one is that?
Athletes using different platforms.
Athletes from different platform. So this level is pretty easy because we have 3 persona, and each and every persona is connected to the same impact. So let's dig deeper to the next level. So who do you think has a card which answers the how question? Yeah, one by one, please.
Some discount.
Provide 20% discount. Okay, let me look at this card. Everyone can see that. 20% discount for next year's subscription if they gave a full year's subscription as a Christmas gift for one of their friends. Okay? So where do you think it belongs?
What?
This card.
Yeah, maybe existing premium users.
Here. Who is with, sorry, can I ask your name?
Balázs.
Who is with Balázs? We have 3 with Balázs. Who is against Balázs? Why? Why are you against Balázs?
Maybe I'm wrong with this, actually. But I thought 20% discount for users with free account would be more applicable. But if you're saying next year, so probably you're actually right. It's existing users. I was wrong. Changed my mind.
Okay. That's not the problem with this card. So,
yeah, I feel this belongs to the bot card.
Exactly. Thank you very much. So, because the question it answers, what should we do in order to change the behavior? And this is missing. So we don't know how we should change the behavior. So
Sorry, I ran a little forward.
no worries, no worries. I'm going to put this aside for a little while, and we will find a place for that. Okay?
I would like to try mine for the how.
Okay.
Make them promote the benefits of the premium account.
Make them promote. Perfect. So this is a change in a behavior, and whose behavior should be changed that way? Yeah. Free account. Existing premium user. That's the most loud audience who are voting for this. So yeah, I accept this solution. Existing. So we should make existing premium users to promote the benefit of free accounts so that we can increase the number of subscribers. Yeah, pretty good. Very good. Next one.
Convince them to upgrade to a premium subscription.
Yeah, who should we convince?
The users with free accounts.
Users with free accounts. Very nice. Next one.
Convince them to switch to our platform.
Yeah.
This belongs to the last one.
Anyone against? No. Anyone else who has a how card? Yeah.
Make
sure they won't cancel.
Make sure they won't cancel. Who? Who won't cancel?
The existing users.
Existing premium users. Make sure they won't cancel. Okay. So let me create a little more space for that card, but I won't spend too much time with it. So now we reach the how level, and there is only one thing missing, and it's the what. So what should we do in order to change those personas' behavior to have more subscribers? So does anyone have any card for the what level? Basically all remainder cards are for the what level.
Provide 20% discount, and this is for users with free account.
Provide 20% discount if they sign up for a yearly subscription. Users with free account. It makes sense for me. Okay. Anyone else?
Maybe here.
Yeah.
Sure, sir.
Just go ahead.
Okay, so it's fixed third-party sensor integration issues.
Yeah. And where does it belong? Thank you. Fixed third-party integration issues. Very good.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it? Okay. Next one, Ferenc.
Yeah, I'd like to be the last one. So provide seamless migration from the existing platform or from the center.
Seamless migration.
That should go to the rightest one.
Yeah, so I'd like to ask a question because I would like to challenge this card. Where do you think so do you think it's in the right place?
No. Make sure they won't cancel their subscription.
Yeah, who is with? Perfect. It seems like it's the majority. So if you allow me, I'd like to move this card, make sure they won't cancel, and what we do is to fix the third-party sensors in order to make sure they won't cancel the subscription. And let's now get Ferenc's card, and put it in the right place, which is at least using different platform, isn't it?
Yeah,
That was your solution. Okay, perfect. And we have now one last card, which belongs to Balázs.
And it goes to the promotion.
It goes to the promotion. Because if they give a premium account as a Christmas gift, they get 20% discount. So they can increase the number of premium subscriptions in 2020 by 20%. Any questions to this? Yeah.
So one what can only belong to one how?
Not necessarily. It depends. So you can basically one what belonging to two or multiple hows in the same way, but you can also break them down if it's a too broad scope, so that you can put in the right place on the screen. So okay, let's continue. So what we have learned from this, that's the question. We have answered a couple of questions. For example, how is that related to the big picture? Okay, so we can do this top down if we have a business problem to be solved, or we can do this bottom up. I'm sure everyone has already the feeling that when you're sitting in a meeting and you are talking about the solutions, but you have no clue what's the real problem you want to solve. And this time you can grab this model and give it a try, because you have the what level and you can trace back to the why, so you can figure it out, what is the real problem and how it contributes to the big picture. Yeah, and I think this model also helps you to ask the right questions and organize them into the right structure, so that you can get the insights throughout your product discovery period. That's what I wanted to show you today, and I'd like to encourage you to take part of these product management nights, because this year we are the ambassadors of the Product Management Festival Europe. It means that there will be 2 events, one in May and one in autumn, October or something like that, with 2 presentations, 2 product talks here at MRC's Budapest. We don't have any more concrete information about it, so we don't have the concrete date, so stay tuned. We will update you soon. And thank you very much for your attention.